Today we're talking about Full Power Gathering in Atlanta, March 16th through the 23rd. Again, today we're talking about the Full Power Gathering. And um, specifically, what I'd like to talk about today is giving my own perspective on a video I saw yesterday of a woman who I so respect and appreciate in her work around feminine power. And the two things that women, particularly, I think this could apply to men in many ways too. In this instance, I'm talking about Black women gods. Hello, I'm taking in the hearts, I'm taking the hearts, I'm taking in the hearts, I'm taking in the hearts, taking. Charlene, no, Shidi. When I see you welcome, I think about my niece who's two. She's, I say, thank you. You're welcome. You're welcome. She's so sweet. Um, Anyway, so the two deep fears that we have around the power that we want, because see, power is not this, I think a lot of us are fooled. We're under a myth that somehow power is this big power over, I see you, Derek, this big power over, dominate, I'm untouchable, or we just see a lot of people see power through the masculine lens, which is devoid of the feminine for most males. And when you bring the feminine into the equation, you find very quickly that real power is soft. And not soft in like this pink, ouch, don't touch me, that hurt. Not soft like that. It's a sort of like the great Lazo Tao, that Asian philosopher, teacher, Lazo Tao. He said, the way to win the war is to not fight at all. The way to win the war is to yield. Now, no, we're not saying that whole somebody slap your cheek, turn the other cheek. We're not talking about that, okay? What we're saying is that your level of being, where you don't have a war going on in here, so you don't produce a war out there. You don't have insecurity and low self-respect and low regard, which then, because as within, so without. Thank you for being here, 360. Because you feel insecure and your self-respect is low, outside of yourself, you produce experiences where you see people not respecting you, you see people not regarding you because it's actually going on in here. As within, so without, no matter what financial level you're on. As within, so without. So you win the war by not going to war at all. Here, okay? So the two fears that gets in the way of us being in the power that would give us the fulfilling money we want, that would allow us to truly dominate, which has nothing to do with the external world. It has everything to do with here, meaning mastery of self. You want to dominate something? Dominate yourself. Start there. Okay? So, the two fears that get in the way of the power that you want, that would get in the way of you gathering in Black Women Gods Atlanta, that would get in the way of you marketing in a way that would be so true, that would be so impactful, that people would be in your DMs like, who are you? I wanted, I read your thing, right? Because they can see because of who you are, as within, so without. The two fears: one, afraid of being played, taken advantage of, victimized. A woman just told me this on the phone last week sometime when we were in the master class. Afraid of being taken advantage of, played, looking weak, looking like a fool. Those are the two. Like looking like a fool and being taken advantage of. And we see this play out all the time. I really want to paint this picture here so you can see why you're failing. You need to see why you're failing and the creating of what you actually want at a heart level, at a soul level, at a primal, deep, unconscious level. All of us here want to do something highly significant. We might guard it and keep it close to our chest and not talk about it and have doubt around it, but it's there. Yes or no? Let me know in the chat. Yes or no? You have something profound you want to do before you die. Yes or no? Let me know in the chat. You have a deep fear that you will die before you do something significant. Yes or no? I've heard this so many times. Yes or no? 360 said yes, all facts. Right? So to be able to do that significant thing, which means you're really being used. People talk about being used, really being used, is that you get comfortable with allowing yourself to look like a fool and with the appearance of being played. Look like a fool, get comfortable with looking like a fool, and the appearance of being played, being taken advantage of, etc. So I like to share a story to get this point across. I was at a business event. I traveled to Florida for a business event. It was a 3-day event. It was happening at the Westin on the beach in Fort Lauderdale. And I went to the bar. I got there like maybe 2 days before this 3-day business event. And so I'm at the bar just hanging out. So it's a pool. It's a pretty setting. It's nice. It's chill. It's Florida. The weather is cool. And this black woman comes. She's not attending the conference, but she's at the hotel for her own reasons. And we're hanging out. We're drinking. We drink kind of heavily. And we decide that we want to go to the club nearby. Now, you know, Fort Lauderdale, the strip of clubs and bars and restaurants is pretty close to the beach. And so she and I make our way down to the street, and we have the option of Uber. But then, just as we were getting ready to deciding how we were going to get there, this man pulls up in a golf cart. It looks like a golf cart, right? So it's like open air, right? And he's giving people rides around the strip, you know, the beach, and he's giving people rides. So you're going to have a very different experience than you're going to have if you get an Uber, right? But it's like 3 times more than what an Uber would cost. And I'm like, I'm not even thinking about the cost. What I'm thinking about is the experience that I want to have. I'm not thinking about the feeling of, oh, he playing us because Uber is $5 to get there and this is 20 or 15 or whatever the price was, right? And so we get in the car. Thank you, Joe. Hello, everyone. We get, not the car, we get in his cart, and on the way he stops at, I don't even know, like a garage, whatever, for him to get something, and then we're on our way. I love it, right? It's warm. We're not in a car, right? It's like it's like a golf cart. So we're driving through the streets in this golf cart, and to me, it's fun. It's the air. I'm loving it, right? So we get dropped off. We have our night. We end up going back to the hotel because remember we're both at the same hotel, and we ended up being together for the rest of the night. Out when we were out, and then we came back to the hotel, but we came back to the hotel in a cab, okay, or an Uber, one or the other. I can't remember, but I know it was a car, okay. And when we get to the hotel, the driver tells us the price. So yeah, I think it was a cab. Or, anyway, I can't remember, but the price was significantly lower than the golf cart option. And the girl turns to me and says, "See, you got played. See, you paid. You got played." So to her, it was like the feeling of getting played. You paid more money for that. You could have paid less. And so how many times are you looking at something and the fear being played? And I'm going to use Black Women Gods Gather as an example. The environments that we're having at Black Women Gods require softening. It requires softening. Your ego knows that in advance, just by hearing me talk about it, just by looking at my quality of presence, just by reading the details on the page. Your ego can foresee that it will be humbled in order for you to get the actual soft power that you're looking for. And the ego hates being dismantled. It wants to feel like it knows and it's in control and see, I saw it coming. It never wants to feel like it got played. It never wants to feel like, see, you paid 3 times more. He played you. You could have paid $7 for that trip to the strip. But when you actually focus on genuine desire, which is humbling, genuine desire, not your mere wants. Feel welcome to share this live, you all. I'm going to be here for about 5 more minutes. Could be more, but 5 more minutes because supposed to be here 15 minutes every weekday. Genuine desire, right? Which is very soft. It's very personal. It's very, right? And you pour the ego on top of it. You have the ego that's running the show. You're going to hit up against the the opening that's required, the willingness, right? Like willing to pay more, willing to look like a fool to you because I actually want the experience that's different. We get to feel the weather because we're right. It's this golf cart thing. It's fun. It's interesting versus well, Uber charges $5 and you need to be charging with Uber charges and you playing us. You overcharging us, you greedy fool. You see. So the power that you're looking to have to be able to produce this result that would be pioneering, that's out of this world, where you would actually be doing something significant before you die. Really, the significant thing that is so abnormal, like it hasn't been done, and you can do it, but your fear of looking like a fool, of being played, is in the way. And I could share so many times in my life where on the surface, at an ego level, I looked like a fool. You foolish for giving so much of yourself like that, and you're not even obviously getting any kind of return on this. You're foolish for loving somebody who hasn't done all these things and jumping through hoops to like show you that they love you. Like you picking up what I'm putting down? This is where we're failing, you guys. We're failing. You want to know why we're not together? We're so apart. It's not because, oh, we need to be in a two-parent household and the family unit need to be together. It's plenty of two-parent households. Just because people loud on the internet about the broken family, it is plenty of together families. I actually think those statistics are very off. And the truth is, my niece needs more than two parents. This whole, the way we got it, talk about it, let me tell you what we need. Love, which the ego hates. That's what we need. The ego hates humbling. It hates softness. It hates yielding. It hates togetherness. It hates truth at the highest level. Yeah. So what we're missing is love. My brother and sister, so my dad married another woman, the easy woman, cheated throughout the whole marriage. She knew it. And him and her were in the house the whole time with my brother and sister. The family unit, father in the house, father and mother with the two kids, because that's what we're missing for success. A father and a mother and the two kids. That's all we need. No, we need love. Whether it's 4 parents in the house, whether it's a village of 10 in the house, we need love. So again, I repeat, the 2 fears. I want you to tell me what ombronim mean, because I was on your wall, alchemist, yesterday. Like, what does he mean, ombronim? I need you to elaborate on that. So the 2 fears that we need to get over that has us failing in our ability to really manifest profound things, not just some more money. Y'all can manifest money. Come on, this basic manifest a car and listen, if you dead broke, I can see how a car will be highly valuable. But we talking about really world changing things here. We're talking about really significant things beyond the basics of food, housing, and car here. Okay, to really do things really profound, you need a humiliation of the ego and a reverence of love. That's what you need. And getting real comfortable with the fear of looking like a fool, being played, being soft, and fear of embarrassment and being taken advantage of and all that. And I leave you with this. I leave you with this. What's on the other side of you being taken advantage of? What would you find out about yourself if someone took advantage of you? Let's say somebody took advantage of you. Now you're sitting in the ego death of that, the humiliation of that, the weakness, and I'm stupid, I made a poor decision, right? And let's say you were wise enough to pause and look at yourself in this state of humiliation, of being played, of being stupid, making a poor choice, and instead of just berating yourself, tensing yourself up, raising up the strength of the ego, closing off your magnetic manifestation creative ability, and instead softened and said, how did that happen? But see, because I wanted to look like a winner. That's why I agreed. Oh, because I was actually insecure about how much I could add here, so I lied. Oh, because I was scared that I couldn't do it, so that's why. Do you want the power and to produce the result before you die or not? Do you want the real power or not? Do you want to have the real impact that when you lay down at night in your last year on this earth, you are at such peace because you destroyed yourself to get to the real power? Yes or no? Do you want it or not? Get comfortable with being embarrassed. Get comfortable with being played. You're never really embarrassed or getting played. That's the ego's communication. Because when you are telling the truth, which the softening into that at masterful levels is what we're doing in Atlanta, Black Women Gods, March 16th through the 23rd. You need to get your ticket today. Today. Link is in the bio. Only 12 women per day, and all 4 days are radically different. The softening to where you actually open up, my God, this is high level, opening up to being played so you can find the weakness in you. You can find the insecurity so it no longer controls you from the back and make you choose lower level because on a conscious level you think you all that, but in the back you're insecure. Out here with your girlfriends at work and talking on the internet and looking at other people. Up here you think you making good choices and they not playing me and I know what I'm doing and I got 3 degrees and I'm smart but back here you insecure, which is why you keep choosing lower. Back here you actually, I don't want to get out of control because I want to get played. So that you never can have the impact. You never can access the power. There's nuances way beyond what I'm saying on this video. And the nuance is in you. Black Women Gods Gather is high level. It's for those of you who no longer want to be controlled by your ego mind. You want to soften into your astute power and the softening of your body. Thank you for all the likes. Thank you for all the engagement here on TikTok. Facebook is not necessarily. Get your ticket today to Black Women Gods Gather. Get your ticket today. All 4 days are different. None of them look the same. Sometimes we're in, sometimes we're out, sometimes we're eating, sometimes we're doing transformational work. We're looking at marketing, what's working. We're looking at business, wealth consciousness, feminine rapture. All 4 days are different. You like variety, right? This is for those of us who like, I love variety. Humans love variety. So each day, only 12 women. Secure your spot today. If you have any questions, DM me. I'm looking at you engaging with my content. I'm even looking at profile photos here. I can't see the photo fully, but I can see kinda, and I'm paying attention to who I see, who I don't see. Hello. Alchemist, do you have a link? Yep. Sweetheart, what did I just say about where the link is? Are you so much in the rapture of enjoyment that you missed that part? The link is in my bio. Okay, I'm out of here. I'm gonna close off Facebook. I'll be back here tomorrow, TikTok and Facebook. I'll be back here tomorrow at 8 a.m. Pacific.